Hello, Hoosier fans, Hoosier haters, and everyone in between. This is the Crimson Coliseum podcast. And on this episode, I got Jack and Greg with me, and we're going to be discussing our reaction to the Big Ten football season. And before the season, we did a prediction on how the season's going to go for everybody. So this time, we're just going to be doing our reaction to it. So the actual Big Ten standings, we're going to go 18-1. So at 18 was Purdue, no shocker. Uh,
Womp womp.
and then as we get to Purdue was 11-1, 0-9, and then once we get to everyone else, I used bball.nothing.net. They have a great tiebreaker logic machine, so gonna go into like the tiebreakers there. So at number 17 was Maryland, 4-8, 1-8, and this is going by conference record. Northwestern at 4-8, 2-7 in conference play. Wisconsin 5-7, 3-6 in conference play. And of the 3-6 teams, Nebraska, Wisconsin, Nebraska, Michigan State, and UCLA. UCLA had overall them because of common conference opponents record. Michigan State uh, had a good win against someone, I think.
Iowa.
Iowa had that win against Iowa that put them ahead of Nebraska and Wisconsin. And Nebraska beat Wisconsin, so that's how that tiebreaker came out there. So Wisconsin at 15-5-7, 3-6. Nebraska at 6-6, 3-6. Michigan State at 5-7, 3-6, and UCLA 5-7, 3-6. So that's why Nebraska, even though they're 6-6, are 14th. USC, Rutgers, Washington, all were at 4-5. Even though Rutgers did beat Washington, uh, Washington had a win over against a team that wasn't Rutgers, right?
Yeah, Washington. No. Rutgers beat
No,
Washington.
Rutgers beat Washington.
Yeah.
Rutgers beat Washington.
But what?
Um, but then this one says with USC above Rutgers based on record versus common conference opponents all played one time. So they probably I can't think of it right now. They got to win that Rutgers and USC don't.
Is it the Michigan one when
It's
Michigan was
probably the
ranked?
Michigan. It was probably the Michigan one, if I had to guess. Um,
Yeah.
and then USC, and then Washington beat USC.
Hmm.
So that's how they're like that. Um, yeah. So USC 6-6, 4-5. Rutgers 7-5, 4-5, and Washington 6-6, 4-5. And then for the two 5-4 teams, Michigan beat Minnesota, and Michigan 7-5 at seventh, and Minnesota eighth at 7-5, 5-4 for each.
Minnesota should have won that game.
Yeah, dude.
Minnesota should
Robbery.
which game?
Like,
The Michigan
that
one.
crushed me.
Michigan
The
or Penn
Michigan
State? You could
Minnesota
decide.
game.
They probably should have
Both of
even
those.
yeah, both of those. And maybe we could have had Indiana in the Big Ten championship game. Maybe.
Yeah, it would have been
Yeah.
Pain.
Pain.
bad.
So Illinois at sixth at 9-3 and 6-3. Iowa at 8-4, 6-3. Ohio State at fourth with 10-2, 7-2. Absolute lol. I mean, pain for
Well,
all of
imagine
the.
losing to Michigan again. That's just crazy.
So I
Would
think I saw a
not be
stat.
me.
The only
I
person
feel
from
like
the
you,
oh, so the only person for the class of 2021 Ohio State class that beat Michigan was Quinn Ewers.
yep,
That was because he was at Texas.
you can't make this crap up anymore. I mean, I feel like we can talk about this later, but like I feel like if Ohio State loses their first round game, Ryan Day has to be fired.
I think if
Whoa,
they just
what?
lose, like if they lose, if they don't win the championship, he is fired. Because at Ohio State, there are two things that you have to do to win to stay keep a head coach. Beat Michigan, win the national championship. Can't do either of those, you should be gone. It's just My personal opinion on that.
I don't know about that, but I do think that Ryan Day is on some thin ice
He is
right
on a
now
hot seat.
at Ohio State. He's
Are
on the
those
hot
your
seat.
personal opinions, or is that what you think's gonna happen?
I think
That's
that
what both.
I
Really?
think if Ohio State loses this first round game, which could happen, I don't think it will happen, but it could because Tennessee can run the football pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
The people are going to be against Ryan Day. They're going to be screaming for him to be fired more than IU fans screaming for Mike Woodson to be fired.
I think Ryan Day is a good coach. Like, I think it is hard to find a coach that is going to recruit as well as is recruiting. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
just because he
Hmm.
can't win one game, I know they take it seriously, like their life depends on it. There's some stupid Ohio State guy. I think his name is Ohio Tate on Twitter. He was like,
Yes.
"This is the worst day of my life," and I was just like, "Okay, what are you stupid?" Like,
So I think the reason why Ohio State lost that game was because they were trying to out Michigan. And with the injury of the offensive line and how good that defensive line is for Michigan, they just played right into Michigan's hands and they easily took advantage. They didn't easily take advantage of it because Michigan is Michigan, but uh, they were able to do that. And now the reason why Penn State 11-1, 8-1, and Indiana 11-1, 8-1 were uh, separated out at 2-3, why Penn State went to the Big Ten championship game, was based on conference opponent win record. Indiana's
Mm.
conference opponent win record was .345. Penn State's was .407. And that's just mainly
Womp womp,
because
man.
Illinois was good this
bruh.
year,
I just hate
and
that.
Illinois being 6-3, being a 6-3 team, and Nebraska being 3-6, definitely costed Indiana the Big Ten championship game. Outside of obviously losing at Ohio
So
State, but
we missed out on the Big Ten championship game because the teams we played couldn't get do
sucked.
their job.
Yes,
Yes,
Yeah,
because Nebraska
gotta be
could not
kidding me.
were cursed to not win a conference game once they get the 5 wins.
I mean, Sig even said something as a like half a joke, half serious on an interview he was in, where he was like, "I mean, yeah, you could have determined if we got into the Big Ten championship on a coin flip," which I thought was really
Yeah,
funny.
yeah, because it was like the fourth tiebreaker was
Hmm.
that, and then Oregon at one. So to really go by who got what right, Greg was the only one to predict Ohio State winning the conference.
What? No, no,
Or
I
Oregon,
predicted
Oregon.
Oregon.
Oregon. My bad.
You're good.
Sorry, I'm so used to Ohio State. Like Ohio State should have won this conference. Oregon. Jack was the only one that predicted Penn State at second.
Yeah.
No one predicted Indiana at three, Ohio State at four, Iowa at five, Illinois at six, Michigan seven, Minnesota eight. Jack predicted Washington at nine. No one picked Rutgers at 10, USC 11, UCLA 12. Greg picked Michigan State at 13. No one picked Nebraska at 14, Wisconsin 15. Jack picked Nebraska 16. No one picked Maryland 17, and everyone picked Purdue at 18.
I
You
picked
mean,
So,
Northwestern at
yeah,
16.
yeah,
Northwestern.
Northwestern 16, yeah. Northwestern, yeah. I might have misspoke there. My bad.
You're good.
So I had
And
one
then
right.
Purdue was last.
Greg had three
Yippee.
right. Jack had four right, which
I win. Yay. Let's go.
you get
Okay,
nothing. You
Yeah.
lose. Good day,
Yeah.
sir.
you may win, Jack, but we need an apology. We need a
Need an
formal
apology.
apology
A
for
formal
not believing.
apology.
Indiana 6-6, 3-6,
Is
number 13 of the
do we want to
conference.
talk about the season first before I
Yeah,
get
yeah,
into
we could talk
my
about the
Yeah,
season
before you get
first.
on your soapbox.
get into my like heartfelt apology that I'm supposed to give?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
From the Big
Yep.
Ten,
All right.
I think everyone except for Oregon and probably Indiana and Penn State, because losing to Ohio State's not really something you could be ashamed of, could have done better They should have gotten a win here or there that they didn't get, if that makes sense.
I
Because
mean, you could
like,
argue Penn State could have beaten Ohio State.
yeah, but
I
like,
think they should
They were
have.
they were expected. Like I remember just
mhm,
hearing like all this like just Pennsylvania media saying like this is the year and like this is the team. We're at home. And it looked like they were for a hot second, and then they
yeah.
just continued to
But James
not
Franklin just don't
lull.
beat top five opponents, so like, I'm not shocked.
That too. Yeah.
So like, Iowa losing to Michigan State, Illinois
Hmm.
losing to Minnesota,
Minnesota.
Michigan in general.
Losing to everybody except for Ohio State
Losing to Washington was probably their big one. I would say losing to Washington was their big one.
and us and Indiana.
Well,
Nah, we were expected to beat that one.
yeah,
I
At the
guess so.
time,
Like I'm
Michigan
talking
was
like the
still
beginning of
like,
the season, like the
yeah. Michigan
beginning of
was
the
still,
season.
Michigan was still top 10 whenever they lost to Washington.
yeah.
Washington. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Minnesota losing to North Carolina and
Bro,
that Penn State game.
God.
Washington, the Washington State game kind of looms large at this point. Yeah,
Apple
definitely
Cup,
looms
yeah.
large, and Rutgers too. Basically, most of the
Rutgers
road
just
games.
collapsed.
Rutgers
Okay.
Rutgers just
collapsing.
collapsed.
Yeah, no. So I have all these bullet points. So I think we can all agree, like the bottom. I didn't expect Wisconsin to suck. I didn't expect UCSC to suck, Maryland or Nebraska, but Rutgers, holy crap, dude! Like,
Yeah.
d like at the beginning of the reason I had them so high on my thing is because their schedule was a cakewalk and they
Hmm.
lost. Like, oh my God,
Yeah, 10-2.
they didn't
Yeah.
play
10-2
Ohio State.
prediction.
They didn't play Ohio State. They didn't play us. They didn't play Penn State. They don't play Iowa. They don't play Oregon. They don't play Michigan.
They
They
did not
played
play any good
They played
teams.
no one. The only ranked person they'd play, or even remotely good team, was Illinois. And I think they played Wisconsin when they had Tyler Van Dyke before he like blew up.
Yeah.
But
No, I don't think so.
they
No,
played
yeah,
Wisconsin.
Tyler Van Dyke was, I think, the Alabama game, I think.
Oh,
I
you're
think I
right.
think
You're right.
Tyler. I don't think Tyler Van Dyke played a single Big Ten game,
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he got injured in the Alabama one. You're right.
So yeah, they had
and
USC.
then he's transferring.
Yeah, I saw.
They
He
had Illinois on the road, and like they nearly took him to overtime, but LMAO. Did you see
Yeah,
the ending of that game?
the Illinois Rutgers one.
Yeah.
Dude, that was actually like a heartbreaker for Rutgers fans, but that was such good entertainment value for me who
Yeah,
didn't care.
that was great entertainment value.
Um,
USC losing to Minnesota killed their season.
and also blowing
Definitely.
that lead to Penn State was just
yeah.
catastrophic for
Yeah.
them.
Penn
They
State got
had that
lucky.
game. They
Okay,
had that game.
I want to see how lucky was Penn State this season. I want to see now because they've had a couple of extremely close wins.
The
Do they
Bowling
have
Green one.
The Bowling
bowling?
Green game. Oh my gosh.
That
The
was
The
2007.
the Minnesota game, the USC game. These are just off my dome.
Yeah, Ohio State was within
let
seven,
me
but they
look.
lost that
Let me
one.
look
They
at their
Yeah, Penn State they only lost by one. They crushed Maryland. So it was really the Penn State, USC, Bowling Green, and
they were Wisconsin. I remember the final score doesn't
oh
suggest this, but they were down at halftime,
yeah,
Yeah, but I
but
personally,
they
I
pulled
only think
away.
that was the first half. Like the second half,
Yeah, second half where they blew them out,
yeah.
yeah.
but Drew Aller got injured, and like
Oh yeah, that was whenever Drew Allen
their
got hurt,
backup
and
came out and won them that game.
yeah,
Yeah, I can never remember that guy's name.
Bo Pro
Oh yeah,
Prabula?
Prebula or something like
Prebula?
that.
He's
So,
from like
something.
30 minutes from where I grew up. So like
Is he chill? Because you
fun
obviously
fact,
know him now. No.
I don't know him. I
I
don't
know,
know
I'm just
him.
fucking with you.
All right, I'm gonna
But
go on a rant for a quick second. Nebraska,
okay.
Nebraska.
Is
Okay,
this
They're not
we
back. They're
love or
not
we
back.
hate Nebraska?
Nebraska heading into Indiana. They're 5-1. Vibes are immaculate. Get an
We were
upset
scared.
over get an upset
We were
over
scared.
what they believe a
I was so
fraudulent
scared.
Indiana team,
Same.
and they get to go bowling. They get whipped by Indiana. Then they get to play Ohio State. Everyone's thinking, oh no, they're going to get blown out again. They nearly beat Ohio State. Then what happens? They lose at home to UCLA. They lose at USC. And then they finally get a win where they get at home against Wisconsin. Crush
Yeah.
Wisconsin. Then they outgain Iowa by so many yards and still lose.
Yeah, I can't believe they lost to uh
UCLA.
UCLA.
yes. That was that was so annoying. Like, dude, come on. Um and then what was it?
Like, it gave UCLA fans just some false hope, but
Like that's how you know we broke a program's back.
speaking of UCLA,
They just
Good luck with Tino.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm not saying he's a bad offense. He's going to be good for them. I think.
No, I think he's gonna be great for them.
I think we play them
I'm gonna
next year
miss
at
them.
Bloomington, so that's going to be fun. But
Do we
also,
play? I don't think we play next year.
We play
I think we
UCLA.
We do?
yeah.
Okay.
They come to Bloomington.
Again, the Bloomington. His
Tino
return.
Cincinnati return game.
No,
Make it the
legit.
first game of the season. But why can Eric Bieniemy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he got fired. Um,
Uh,
I wasn't
who was saying this guy was going to be a good head coach?
Eric Bieniemy. You didn't. You mean the offensive coordinator?
Yeah, who said whenever he was with the Chiefs, everyone was like he needs to get a head coaching job. He needs to get a head coaching job.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't really follow like NFL crap.
Like whenever Mahomes was doing really good,
Yeah,
uh,
but
like
that wasn't the enemy. That was
yeah,
Reed.
that was like more Reed. Then he went to Washington to be the offensive coordinator for the Commanders. They didn't do well, so he went over to UCLA, tried to rebuild himself, and now he got fired in year one.
I'm gonna miss Tino though.
Yeah, but
He,
he's the
Like,
only one. He's the only one we lost. So,
and we can
but he's
replace him probably. Like we can, but
yeah.
I just yeah, we can talk about the
we don't
transfer
have
So
the
portal is
we don't
gonna be
have the
very
hair guy
interesting.
anymore.
Mm,
we don't have big, but we still have a Shanahan. That's the important thing. We still have Mike Shanahan.
The Sig had a really good philosophy when he talked about hiring a new coach. It was sorry, it was if you ever lose a coach, you hire a better one, which I immediately thought was like, dang, that's like he's known this guy for forever and he's immediately just like he was like, yeah, I'm gonna miss Tino a lot, but then he was like, yep, I'm just gonna hire a better one. And I'm like, wow.
damn,
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
good
Michigan
riddance.
State could have.
Damn.
No, I'm kidding. I love Tino. No.
Yeah.
He's done great things. I was just saying that's just what it sounded like.
Oh,
Mm,
okay.
Like
yeah.
just to sum up Signetti's message in like 2 words, it was like, "Love you, good riddance,
Bye. Yeah.
Yeah.
bye."
Yeah. It's not saying he was a great quarterbacks coach, like with developing Rourke and getting Taven ready. Um, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Like to see who the new QB coach is because we're going to be looking to get a QB in the portal to compete with Taven. It seems like
Please, Caden
Yeah.
Salters, please.
we are
I
getting
don't
Miller
know if I
Moss, and you're
want
going to
him
like
yet.
it.
I don't want Miller Moss.
I don't want Miller Moss.
I don't know who I want at this point.
Oh, speaking of the
We can talk about it
portal.
later. We can talk about
Oh
it
my
later.
God.
I
I'm
feel like
gonna
we're gonna
go
need an
to
episode just on the portal.
obviously.
I want Dylan Gabriel.
It do, so on Twitter, we'll go into this another day, but it just I got a little scared for a second with uh
Twitter.
If you're on Twitter, you know. Uh, Northwestern sucks. Maryland,
Yeah.
how do you how did Maryland have like the number one passing offense in the Big Ten for majority of the season? They still finished with one Big Ten win, and
Mer
that
dude,
was to
that
USC.
dude, that okay, so that guy with the 1,000 passing yards, I went to high school with that guy.
Either 1,000 receiving yards.
Ty Felton.
Yeah, Ty Felton.
Yeah, that was so weird to just hear about.
He leads the Big Ten in receiving yards.
I know. I kept
You
hearing
went to
his
high
name.
school with him?
Yes, I kept hearing his name, and I kept being like,
That
that name
sounds
sounds
familiar.
familiar. And then I looked up his Instagram and saw a bunch of people, of my friends from Virginia followed him, and I was like, I saw his face, and I was just like, oh. So I mean, I
How
just
did
thought that
you
was funny.
just realize that?
I didn't
Took him a
talk to
hot
him.
minute.
Fair.
That is very fair. Um, yeah, and Elijah Surratt is fifth in receiving yards in the Big Ten. That's how we do it.
Yeah.
He
And then
got
Purdue,
snubbed on the all Big Ten team stuff.
Yeah,
yeah.
that
He got
I
snubbed.
uh,
I mean, Indiana is more of a well-coached unit rather than big names that'll be on all Big Ten teams.
what do you
That
mean?
Yeah,
How
it,
can you not have a big name like Waffle House? It's like the biggest name ever.
yeah, yeah.
Waffle House open
Literally,
24/7.
he's
Yeah,
literally
open
open
24/7, man.
24/7.
Seriously.
Open 24/7. But
And
Maryland,
shout
Florida.
out to what Aiden Fisher and Mikhail Kamara
Hmm.
and D'Angelo
CJ West.
Farms all getting
CJ
first
West should
team.
have been on. Should have been on there.
Yeah,
First
criminal.
team. Well, those three all got first team.
Yeah.
Is that the most out of anyone on the defense? Let me look this up real
No,
fast.
I don't think so.
No, let me look. You guys can keep talking. I'm just looking. I'm just looking at.
All right. Yeah, I think. And then like when looking at bowl games, I know I'm jumping out a lot of spots, but Oregon's obviously the number one seed,
Mm.
Hmm.
facing probably the hardest
Yeah,
quadrant
that was sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
with Ohio State, Tennessee. But they get to go to the Rose Bowl. They get to go to the Rose Bowl. That's the big thing.
I'm just kind of annoyed that Penn State gets an easier path and they lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they get to play SMU at Boise State.
Yeah, exactly.
They're gonna get to go to the. I mean, that's my quad that I'm researching, and I was like, okay, there's like, yeah, no spoiler alert for later this week.
Yeah.
I've got Penn State winning that quad pretty easily.
I
Honestly, though, it's Boise State at the
But
Fiesta Bowl.
Boise, but Boise State also has a chance too. But we'll see. We'll
We'll
see.
see.
We'll break it down later.
I believe in
Washington.
Arizona State.
Washington is going to the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, facing Louisville. I
They're
mean,
gonna die. They're going to die.
where they're going to die. And then
Well,
USC.
Sun Bowl is in where is it at? Texas.
Uh,
Sun Bowl is in the Sun Bowl
Oh,
at
I
UTEP.
just thought I just mean Louisville's gonna kill them. I don't think they're I
Oh
don't mean they're gonna melt or anything. I don't
yeah,
no, no, I know. I'm just saying like
it's in El
I'm
Paso,
talking like
El
yeah,
Paso,
yeah.
Texas. So yeah,
Right.
it's a road game for Washington, so they'll lose. Uh,
Yeah.
um, USC is going to Vegas to play Texas A&M. It really seemed like they put the good SEC teams against the trash Big Ten teams with a lot of these. Penn State's playing SMU. Indiana is going to Notre Dame, which I don't know how that's going to go. I think Indiana can win that game if they stop the run. If not, it's going to be a long day in the office. And Ohio
Yeah,
State's playing Tennessee in the for the top Big Ten teams.
I hope that I hope that's a good game. It has good game written all over it, and I think it will be. I just hope it is, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think Notre Dame is a really interesting team to me because obviously
Jack,
they
if you start
what?
talking about it, you're gonna keep going for the preview. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
dangerous territory.
You're right. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. Sorry,
Let's
my bad.
Because my first reaction was to do that too, man. Because
yeah.
I,
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, you're
yeah.
right. You're right.
I've got a
Thank you.
preview set up.
Thank you for checking me on
no
that.
spoilers, no spoilers.
No spoilers, no
Yeah,
spoilers, no spoilers.
I already
Uh,
spoiled part of it, but like it's fine. I
but
think
the
it's gonna be a
winner,
good game as well.
yeah, yeah. The winner of that game goes to the Sugar Bowl and gets to play Georgia with
Nope,
probably
nope.
with
Didn't you hear the breaking news? Because of the injury to
Carson Beck
Carson
injury.
Beck, Florida State's actually taking Georgia's spot. Yep. Let's go, Florida. Let's go,
That's the
Seminoles.
rules.
Yep.
That's the
Let's go,
rules.
Seminoles.
That's the rules.
Someone
They're
play
Uh,
that
using
war theme
their
they do or whatever.
we should have been in last year pass, so we get to be in this year.
the
Yep.
freaking you just hear trumpets playing the
The war
chop.
chant.
Yeah, that's it.
Um,
I think
freaking
they played so bad this year, some school should be able to steal that from them.
whenever when yeah so
Like we
whenever
should be able to steal that from them.
yeah, this was a couple of years ago. Whenever Darren was still with the 100, he started doing the war chant. And every time it happened, something bad happened for IU.
Oh my
Ev-
God, are you
Every single
serious?
time, it's like a third down. He does the war chant. They pick it up every time, or
Just
like a
karma. It's just not our thing.
yeah. Illinois.
We
Just go
can't
back
use
on
another
track.
school's thing.
Illinois is going to the Citrus Bowl to play South Carolina. Good luck. Uh, you get an angry SEC team that thinks they should have been in the playoff. Good luck, my friend. Iowa 8-4 going to the Music City Bowl to play in Missouri.
That's gonna be a
Mis-
good game.
yeah, Missouri should not have been ranked, my opinion.
I agree.
They just haven't
Michigan
played.
Michigan is going to the
Well,
Realia Quest Bowl to play Bama.
I saw
they're
this
gonna
Uh,
get.
thing where it was like the Michigan Alabama game last year, and it was like Godzilla versus King Kong, and it was like Michigan Alabama this year, and it was like two clowns getting in a fist fight.
Yep, yep. That's what Alex and I are talking about it. It's like
yeah.
the rematch of last year, but with much lower stakes.
Yeah.
Minnesota 7 and
And
5 is going to the Duke's Mayo Bowl to play Virginia Tech. Hopefully PJ Fleck gets covered in mayo at the end of the game.
No, Virginia Tech is not winning that game.
Rutgers
no,
6
Minnesota is gonna
yeah.
win.
Rutgers is going to the Guaranteed Rate Bowl to play Kansas State. And then Nebraska is going to the Pinstripe Bowl to play Boston College.
I think that Nebraska Boston College game is actually be good because they both suck.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And then
Boston College lost their quarterback.
yeah,
Womp.
dude, I can't
Sad.
believe that. He was like good too.
He was good, and then he like got benched for like one game. And he threw a fit and left.
Transferred, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what the heck, bro? Like it happens sometimes.
Um, Probably my favorite non-Big Ten bowl game is the Pop Tarts Bowl this year.
Oh, Miami and don't tell me, Iowa State.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun. Uh, I
Uh,
can't believe BYU and Colorado are gonna be playing in a bowl game, and I know why because of the whole Pac-12 legacy thing with Colorado. But still, just having two teams from the same conference
did
in
they
the
even
bowl
play
game.
though? I don't think they've played each other
They
though.
did. I
Oh,
think
they
they
did?
did. No, wait, did they? Hold on, let me
I
look.
I
have
don't
no
think they
clue.
did. It's
Maybe they didn't.
the
Maybe I'm thinking about other teams that played.
I got to try to find a funny name for it. Uh, more hmm.
What was it?
They
Is
did
it
not.
BYU versus Buffs?
Yeah, they did not.
The Soakers versus the Suckers. There we go.
Oh, that was a time.
Uh,
That was remember who was did either of you go to the Albany trip with for the women's
no,
basketball?
Yeah, Alex,
I
we
did.
did.
Oh yeah, I couldn't
I
remember.
didn't. I didn't.
Just the freaking uh Jackbox game when we had the what is BYU's favorite activity.
Wait, which
Uh,
Albany trip? The men or the women?
Women, women
Yeah,
Albany
yeah.
trip.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
The one where like
what,
we
this year?
yeah this year
Not what?
this year the women Albany trip this year. Well, this past year.
Oh no, I didn't go on that one. Sorry,
Oh
I thought you
oh
meant the forever ago one.
oh no, yeah, the one where I got scammed for a buck in New York.
Yeah, that's what I thought you meant.
No, 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 no. We went to Albany last year for the women's trip, and we played Jackbox. It was because I was rooming with, no, I was rooming by myself, but Austin and Carter, the three of us set up Jackbox in like a conference room, and like they brought a bunch of other people from different bands. Like there was one for the Colorado band, uh, and they were in the same hotel as us. Um, some Oregon State people and stuff like that. We played some Jackboxes. Like, what is BYU's favorite pastime? And you could probably guess
Yeah,
the two answers.
yeah.
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 But anyways, that's gonna be it for today. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe on YouTube, share on all platforms. Now I'm gonna ask all the people, how did you all think the Big Ten did this year?